I try so hard not here to show that you're my every dream. That you're a greatest thing I do. It's just some evil scheme. A memory from your lonesome past keeps us so far apart. Why can't I free your childhood mind and melt your cold, cold heart? Another love before my time made your heart sad and blue. And so my heart is beating now for things I didn't do. In anger, unkind words are said that make the teardrops start. Why can't I free your childhood mind and melt your cold, cold heart? You never know how much it hurts to see you sit and cry. You know you need and want my love, yet you're afraid to try. Why do you run and hide from life? To try it just ain't smart. Why can't I free your childhood mind and melt your cold, cold heart? There was a time when
Welcome back once again to the Drive-In Asylum double feature, second segment after watching Hunter's Blood for the first time with Neon Brainiacs on the show. Welcome back, guys. Are we still hearing ghost music?
Yes.
Yeah.
I don't hear any music now.
I'm seeing some good comments in there. Some people really liked it, so I'm like, okay, good.
Yeah. You didn't befall the fate of Uncle Spooky. You made it through without too many people getting upset, and that's good.
Good.
Yeah.
Good.
So far, it doesn't. No one has been mean yet, but the night is young.
Yeah.
I'm first time viewer. I really dug it. There's a great cast. There's a ton of people in this movie.
Yeah. Like it's nothing special, but like I don't know. There's something about it. It's just like it's like a decent entry in like that, Deliverance knockoff genre. That we were discussing earlier. Like it's nothing to write home about, but like it's fun. It doesn't drag. It's just like okay, like it's fun.
I love that last shot of the guy bleeding out in the water. That's a pretty wild shot.
Yeah.
The effects are like surprisingly good. Like there's that dude with his fucking face blowing off, and you're like, that is disgusting.
Yeah.
Tom Savini couldn't even touch that. That was a stellar effect.
Yeah, like
it had a lot of parts in it where you're just like, it felt, I guess real is the right way I want to say it. Like it's like, oh, this definitely could happen, and people have been in this. Becca said while we were watching it, her dad used to take her to northern Michigan when they were kids hunting. One time, Mike, he said, "Hey, I'm going to go hunting. I'm leaving you with someone." And she said, "He looked like Charles Manson." And she was like, "I never thought I'd see my dad again." So she said this movie is very northern Michigan hunting. Like, and if you ever watch Unsolved Mysteries or Forensic Files, there's a lot of like northern Michigan hunting murder stories.
Yeah, I could see that. Yeah, I could see the atmosphere. Yeah, like that. Yeah, I mean, but it's a cheap ass movie they made in the
Yeah.
'80s. You know, like I mean, what do you want? You know, and
Yeah.
I Bruce Glover is worth the price of admission for me. Like, I mean, him just over the top, just like Nicolas Cage acting style going on.
get you.
Yeah, like it was. I don't know. It just makes me smile. Like his character in that was great. When his friend Birdie died, like that was great. You know.
Purdy face. Yeah. He was just like spazzing out, and he didn't seem to care that the other people died. Like
No,
even
that was
one
his special
person,
friend. Yeah.
They had a special
yeah,
bond.
Yeah.
even one person being killed in your party, that would be enough to make me say, well, it's time to go home. But no, not those guys.
Yeah.
Neither
We're
one
gonna
of
get
them.
this buck, this beautiful big buck that we saw for a couple seconds.
Build the gurney and deleted scenes. Yeah, yeah, that was cut out. Yeah.
The problem was they should have gone spotting the night before, as we all know. That's how you get the deer. Yeah, spotting is illegal. It's back at the shelf.
They also cut out the part where they managed to get on the back of that train with that guy on the gurney.
Yeah.
Yes, exactly. Yeah. They didn't
I
want to
love
show that.
Billy Drago in this though, because he's always a complete scumbag. Like
Yeah.
he is an authentically frightening person in this. Like even I can't imagine acting against him in that scene.
Yeah. I mean, all in all, nothing to write home about, but like, one of those like lost kind of nuggets, just hanging out there that nobody really talks about. So,
And funny enough, connected to Eaten Alive because the like kind of weird place where they have like the barbecue is named Toby's.
Oh,
Oh, that's a cute
Also-
little in
Yeah.
joke.
Also, Charles Cypher's showing up in this thing.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, come on. Come on.
Bracket.
Yeah, Sheriff Brackett's in this,
Sounding exactly like Sheriff Brackett sounds in every single movie that he's ever been in.
Yeah.
Also, it would have looked better if it was shot on a soundstage. It clearly was not. So,
yeah. I like that's what. Not to get too deep into our second movie, that's what I love about it. That it's like Streets of Fire esque. Like they're shot in a soundstage. It's not in the normal human world, and I think that makes it wilder. Versus, I really liked a lot of the outside stuff in here. They really did a great job with the scenery they had, and there's one shot where the camera kind of comes up the tree behind them as they're running too. That's pretty intense. I kind of dug that a lot.
yeah, really good dolly shot that we talked about, like during the movie, following the girlfriend and like I guess Clue Gallagher's son, or whatever. Yeah, I mean, like they tried. Like I mean, you could tell, like they were like, all right, we're gonna try this not to make this not like a total piece of shit. So like I like that. I it's like all right, just the little things.
Do you think that when they got people in, they're like, "Hey, we got Travolta," and they're like, "Awesome," and they're like, "Joey Travolta."
Here he is. Like, who the hell are you?
Yeah,
I'm Joey.
Joey
Melon's
Travolta
brother.
tried. He
yeah.
certainly tried, but what are you gonna do? Like he's no John. So
You got smacked in the face by the mayor from Black Roses. I mean, that's fucking
Yeah.
that's dedication, baby.
I hear fireworks.
Uh-oh.
Can you guys hear that?
Mm-mm.
Okay, it
no,
seems
I
like
can't
it's
hear.
stopped.
Okay.
Anyway, these guys were really shitty to those people that lived there. I don't blame them one bit for taking out a little frustration on these Yankees that were coming into their area because they were really nasty to them in that bar. You don't walk into a redneck bar and act like an asshole like that. It's just not allowed.
Yeah.
Someone that grew up in redneck bars, 100%. I can
Don't do that.
completely agree. Yeah.
I think that's kind of what makes it fun, though, is that you're not exactly rooting for these guys to win, So it's just it makes it more fun. It's not like Deliverance where it's like, it could be emotionally draining, so to speak. So this is like, If some of them die,
Let's
okay.
see what happens.
Yeah, exactly. He was only 39. Oh my god, I'm 39.
You look exactly like Clue Gulager and Hunter.
Do I? That's high praise.
My problem now is that I often think when I see people in public, like, God, that guy's so old. And I'm like, he's probably like 5 years younger than me.
Yeah, I know.
As you get older, that's the worst thing.
Yeah, it hurts. I think they sprayed some of that silver spray paint stuff you buy at Halloween in his hair.
Yeah. I also like that their treatment for his busted up teeth was to give him some moonshine. Like, swish a little bit of this around, you'll feel better. Like, I guess it works.
I mean, it works.
Yeah.
It's how you put a baby to sleep, rub it on
Yeah.
the gums. I guess it works for clues too.
Just alcohol.
Yeah.
Man, I was looking at that moonshine. I was like, I felt like I was just watching that SNL sketch of like swill.
Yeah.
It's like, that is the dirtiest goddamn beverage I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah, I like when he looks up into the light and he's like, there's some flies in here. I'm like, man, if this was Bar Rescue, he would have come in and shut the whole camping trip down.
Shut it down. Yeah.
John
He's in
Taffer
the
would
car
never.
flipping the fuck out.
This is your grandfather's legacy.
That's a very good John Taffer, bro.
Yeah.
I watch a lot of
I
Bar
want-
Rescue.
Dude, I once it was like a marathon on TNT or whatever the fuck station that's on. Like, I seriously sat and watched it with my wife like for an entire day one time. And it's like, but that's the only time I've ever seen that show. Like, literally, like that day, I was like, all right, we're just gonna, and it's like another episode, and I was like, well, we're
I'm
gonna
in.
watch it. There's like mushrooms growing in somebody's kitchen or something. He's like, shut it down. He's in the car looking at it,
We started watching the YouTube clips that are like the really concentrated, like him. There's one that's like best freakouts or like grossest nachos. There's one where he holds the nachos up on the wall. He goes, "This shit would look better up here than it would look on the wall." I like when he really goes, "You're not a fucking man. You're a piece of shit." To people, and people are like, "I should hit you," and he's like, "Nah." Like, it's amazing.
Like, all right,
It's scripted.
yeah.
That's the movie. Is like he comes to a redneck bar and he does that in the redneck bar, and then they chase him through the woods. And then just John Taffer with the shotgun, like, "Get the fuck out of here!" Just killing people.
I think you just wrote a Shudder exclusive.
Oh my
Dude,
god!
yeah.
Hey, they're making a Bring It On slasher. They can really make anything, right?
Hey, that
Bar
right.
rescue slasher.
Bar
Rescue
rescue.
slasher. Oh,
These
man,
discussions are important.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Bar Rescue, Bloody Mary. Done. It's already made. We
It's
made
done.
it.
It's done.
Yeah.
I got you a lifetime subscription to Bartender, so you're never going to run out of. You're always going to know how much liquor you have up behind the counter. And I put some lights back here so you can light the bottles from underneath. Because moonshine, it's clear like water. We're going to light it up. It's going to be all in color.
There's one where these people took the liquor and poured cheap liquor into the top shelf bottles. And I haven't been that mad about anything in my entire life. When he lays into these guys, it's insane how upset he is. Like, I can't. Becca's like, "Is he gonna have a heart attack while we're watching it?" And I'm like, "Yeah, I think." Yeah, like, how do the bars? And she's like, "How do these bars stay open?" Because after you've seen the show, it's like, I don't care how much he cleaned it up. I don't think you can clean up that kitchen that much.
I
So
read
that's
some
another-
article where like it like some of the ones like even the ones he revamped like ended up closing down.
Yeah.
Like
I just want to see him go to Gooski's and be like, "There's fucking cigarette smoke everywhere."
Where are these fucking Nazis here?
Yeah, this bathroom looks like shit.
You're like,
That's the
yeah,
charm, right? Isn't that what it's about?
like, yeah, we know. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a punk
Like-
bar. Yeah.
Take him to a show at the
Ever-
Rock Room.
Yeah. Dude, loading into the Rock Room or Gooski's is the most harrowing experience of your entire life. Like carrying Marshalls into Gooski's through people.
Yes.
Yeah, it's the worst.
Yeah. Greg and I
Moose
both
is
played
bad,
the Rock
too.
Room. So.
Upstairs at the Moose is real bad too, because it's like,
Oof.
how are we gonna get this orange cabinet up these fucking? Are we gonna die getting these cabinets?
You're drawing straws for who has to take their 810 up that.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's like don't be in a doom band and play the Moose because like everybody has so much equipment, and you're like, oh, we're gonna haul it up here. Yeah.
yeah.
And John Tavern's screaming like, don't carry those up the fucking steps.
I feel like I need a medal for carrying my Fender Twin up.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
You're like, I can't play this show. I can't sing. I'm exhausted.
Yeah.
I have no wind anymore from carrying these amps up the steps. So
play our
everybody, you don't have
demo
any
over the
equipment.
fucking
You can
PA.
carry our stuff. No. And you got a drummer who thinks he's in Rush, has like a fucking giant China crash. Why the fuck do we never play that in a single song? We're not carrying it up the steps. Anyway.
You never know.
I
You
feel
never know.
attacked.
Yeah.
I mean, some song might like if you like, you know, work it in at least.
At least use a keyboard for the glockenspiel.
Oh,
Yeah. There you go.
yeah.
There you go.
But yeah, they were really shitty in that bar. Like, Bill, I agree with you. They have everything coming to them. Like, just you're in someone else's territory.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're like trying to pick up on one of their women and being kind of crappy to her. Like, there's just
Yeah.
go and hunt and get a 6-pack to go. Don't even
Yeah.
drink in the bar.
Yeah.
Yeah. She's just hanging out, trying to enjoy a Tootsie Pop. Don't worry about it.
Earn a little tips, maybe 50 cents she went home with that day.
Yeah.
Everybody else in that bar's already seen that her chupa chup trick of like walking around with it in her mouth. Like they're like, yeah, we've seen it. That's
I
fine.
think we know.
Yeah. Yeah, she just
We
does
get
it
it.
every day.
We get it.
They thought they were better than everybody else. That's what annoyed me about our heroes in this movie, is that they were better than her. They were better than that crowd of guys that they knew they shouldn't have fucked with sitting at the back of the bar, but they fucked with them anyway, like on purpose. So
The other thing too is like when they had that little car chase and they got out and they thought they were hot shit. Like you're still in their fucking woods. Like you
Yeah.
didn't get anywhere. Like these guys live. You drove to another street over.
they know it better than you do.
Yeah.
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 So it's like, what did you really get away with? You just pissed them off more. Now they got to go a couple other blocks over, or however you measure, acres.
I still like when we were watching it, Bill pointed out that they were there to hunt deer, but they got up when the sun came up, and we all know you gotta get in that tree stand before the sun comes up. You're gonna catch a deer.
Yeah, it's like a 4 a.m. thing.
Yeah.
Everybody, all my friends in high school that would catch deer, because again, I grew up in Elwood City, which is they caught it. Yeah, they caught it with their bare hands. They, but everyone that got a deer, they would get them from their kitchen window. They'd be like, "Oh, I was eating breakfast and I saw one." They opened the window and shot it. You can do that in Elwood City. Like that's the kind of stuff you can get away with.
Yeah. It's every day out there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like I can't believe you can only get. My brother used to date a girl who, her dad dressed deer. That was his living. Like he had a place, and they would always have parties in their garage. One side, and they would tape off the side with these deers just hanging up. So if you got drunk enough, you would walk through that curtain, and it would just be like Chainsaw Massacre. It was a horrifying thing.
Who here eats venison?
I have. Yeah.
I have,
mean,
but not actively.
yeah. That's not something I seek out. Deer jerky is actually pretty good. I used to work with a guy who was like a big deer hunter. He'd always bring in the deer jerky. And I'm like, yeah, give me some of that. That was good. But it's not something I actively seek out. But I wouldn't turn it down if someone was like, hey, we're making this. I'd be like, yeah, all right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Do you eat it, Bill?
I can't stand it. The
Really?
smell of it just turns my stomach.
It's
I don't know
pungent.
why. Again, this is when I was a kid. No one has offered me venison in probably 40 years. So maybe
You're
I
right.
might try it. And of course,
Yeah.
if society collapsed and I had to learn how to kill deer to survive, I would eat the deer, but
Yeah.
not now. Not when I can go to Sheets.
Yeah. Again, we were talking about Giant Eagle earlier. Yeah. I could just go there and get chicken. So it's good.
So this movie had a very direct to video feel about it.
Mhm.
And indeed, it did come out on home video before it even played theatrically. It came out on videotape in the UK. So this was sort of like that bridge era where movies were still being released theatrically, and then they would show up maybe in 6 months on home video. And I like that about this movie, that it was, I like the era that this movie's from and that it represents.
Yeah, it's something that you would have just kind of, randomly rented and been like, all right, that was kind of fun. Like it, again, nothing to write home about, but overlooked, I feel like. I'm not going to say it's a classic. I'm not going to say it's a lost gem by any means, but it's one of those movies that nobody talks about. So it's just like, all right, like it's not bad. I've seen a lot worse versions of this movie. Like, let's put it that way.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Greg, what are your thoughts?
Pleasant surprise at best. I enjoy it, really. Like, I watched it once for the show when we did the episode on it. So this is the second time I've seen it. And like, I kind of forget that it's like it's fun for what it is. Like, the stakes are like kind of low. It keeps you like engaged enough. Because like I said, like some of the effects that are like peppered in, where you're like, oh shit. Like, the thing with the dude's face, and like I think the first kill of like the locals, where the dude gets like stabbed in the throat, you're like, oh fuck, it's on. Like, but yeah, it's definitely not, some sort of like, Ark of the Covenant type thing where it's like everybody needs to see this, but it's cool.
Someone opened a golden box and all this light came out, and in it was a VHS copy of Hunter's Blood.
Go ahead, Greg. Sorry.
No, I was gonna say, I think it's a shame that it hasn't been released on like a DVD or like Blu-ray. Like, I will say, like, I think this is worthy of a vinegar syndrome treatment. Like somebody to like take this and like clean it up and like, not just like a YouTube VHS rip that we watched it on. So I think it's worthy of something like that. But and I think maybe people might enjoy it more if it was cleaned up and looked nice, but yeah, like it is what it is. I think it's only ever been released on VHS. So there's no DVD of this thing. So yeah.
The other thing that's weird is when the city guys are hunting, they're all like gathered around that one deer from different angles with their guns. And it's like, you're not going to be able to eat this if you shoot it that many times. You know what I mean? It's like like maybe one guy gets this deer. That's how it works. And like, there'll be more. There are more deer. And everybody's like, oh, we got the deer. It's like, it's a weird situation. Like, have they never hunted before? Have they never like figured out how this works? I'm shocked that they didn't shoot each other in that scene.
Yeah.
Joey Travolta was suffering premature ejaculation in that scene.
He did. Yeah. Yeah.
They all learned how to shoot deer by watching RoboCop.
Yeah. Remember that time RoboCop shot a deer in the dick? Nobody's wearing Hunter Orange either. It's like maybe that came later. Do you know what I mean?
Well, the one guy had his Kansas City Royals hat on.
Yeah. Hey, that deer over there is a Royals fan.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just like it feels like a crossfire between these guys is perfect. It could happen at any time. Do you know what I mean? They haven't worked everything out.
That shower scene was pretty risque. I must be on the record saying that it was it rivaled Dress to Kill.
I mean, they got to do something to suck you in, right?
Yeah.
Like at the beginning of the movie, they're like, "Hey, how about this shower scene?" Like, and then if this showed up on cable or whatever, people would be like, "All right, I'm going to watch the rest of this." That's how these things worked. That's how that direct-to-video market works. So
see a lot of Sam Bottoms and start looking like that fucking D'Angelo video for a second.
He doesn't have as weird abs as D'Angelo did. He has that like weird ab situation going on. Yeah, that was for the foreign investors, as they always say. Like, we got these guys and they want to see the movie and they need somebody's gonna have to get naked. Sam Bottoms is like, take one.
I'll do it.
Yeah.
There was one more thing that I was going to say. I keep forgetting what it was. We already talked about. The music was like super cheesy.
Yeah,
and I love that. It was sort
Someone
of
said it's very Mark Knopfler-esque, which I hadn't thought of it. I'm like, yeah, that's interesting.
Yeah, I could see that. Yeah.
I kind of liked it.
Yeah, I didn't hate it. I don't know. I know there was a lot of comments about, like people saying like it wasn't great, but like I thought it was fine. Like didn't stand out or anything, but it was just like it was, whatever.
I'm not an expert or anything, but I really thought it was a long that she actually woke up at that time of the morning to have sex with him in the shower.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
don't think that was realistic.
I think they just started dating because that's not like
Yeah.
a long term kind of situation. So, like,
Yeah, it's a honeymoon type thing.
Yeah.
But like, hey, I don't know. Maybe she's a keeper.
Do you think?
Yeah.
You like that? It'll never happen again.
Yeah, Becca's like that'll never happen again.
Yeah.
I mean, you
Not
think it's
happening.
always going to be like that, and it's not.
That's why you'll remember that. You'll tell your I would say you'll tell your grandkids about this, but maybe you won't. This is a oncer.
Grandpa,
A
the story's gross.
A oncer. Yeah.
Yeah,
I thought you said a onesie.
a onesie. Yeah, this is a
Yeah,
onesie. It could be a onesie or twosie.
Yeah, David Assassiano in the chat here. Yes, the music they play on the boombox, I kind of loved it. Yeah, it was definitely like some yacht rock going on. Like I don't know what they were doing, but kind of ruled. Yeah, I don't know. I was there for it.
I did make fun of Steely Dan when we were watching it, and it's because when I was in Half Price Books today, Steely Dan was playing, and I said, "This is the whitest I've ever been in my life." As I looked through old paperbacks and listened to Steely Dan and Half Price Books in South Hills, I achieved pure whiteness at this point.
Pure whiteness. Yeah.
Yeah,
There was
it wasn't
definitely
Ricky
sort of like
W's number, but it was Peg.
there was a Michael McDonald vibe going on there too.
Yeah, there
Yeah.
was.
Yeah.
Maybe that's why I liked it. I don't know.
Which I wasn't mad at. Yeah,
Yeah.
I got to be honest. I wasn't mad at it. Yeah. Also, the guy like who got in the river or whatever and said it was so cold he could feel his pecker or something like that.
Oh, it woke up. We're like,
Yeah, I
what?
woke up. Yeah, I was like, hey. Usually it's the opposite, but
Yeah.
I don't know. This
Yeah.
guy, he must have a special pecker. I don't
He
know.
had the backwards Seinfeld moment where,
Yeah.
Yeah,
yeah,
I was in the pool.
I was in the creek. I was in
Yeah.
the creek.
I was in the creek. It's huge. Look, I was in the
Oh my
creek.
God.
it's woken
I
up
woke
now.
up. Yeah.
Also, we were talking about the one guy, the bearded big guy in it. He's been in a ton of stuff, and he
There was a
actually
bearded big guy in this movie.
yeah, the guy, redheaded beard guy. He was in the band The Fifth Dimension with Kenny Rogers. He was a founding
way.
member,
Oh, get
Yeah.
out.
and he's in. I know him from V. He was one of the hunters with Michael Ironside, the bounty hunters that came to help
cute
them
little
in the
gap
second
in his tooth.
miniseries. So, I wrote a lot of childhood V fan fiction when I was like 8 or 9. I have a lot of notebooks filled with drawings of V. It was a big deal.
I'm also kind of sad no one's talking about the sick red Bronco that
Oh.
these guys were driving. Yeah, like, I mean, I wanted it.
Yeah.
You've talked a lot about it. I'm gonna next time I see you, maybe pull up in it.
I'm going to pull up in that Bronco. I'm
Yeah.
telling you. I'm getting one. Yeah. 6 miles to the gallon, baby, but it looks cool as shit.
Yeah, it's not a good time to be doing that.
You better get that Advantage Card Plus thing where you get the extra points
You're
off.
gonna
it.
fucking
Yeah.
need it, dude.
I'm
Yeah.
applying for one tomorrow, actually. Yeah.
Oh, thank
It was on my
God.
list of things. Yeah. The Advantage Card Plus. Yeah.
I like when they put that gas price up and get going. It's like shit, it's really cheap. Like, no, you got to pay for that cheaper price.
Yeah, it gets me every time. Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm like, oh shit, it's cheap here.
It's
And
like the
then, I
corn
go-
gas at Sheets that nobody gets. Like the
Yeah.
80 80 octane, like
The
that.
88,
That's not gonna work
yeah.
in your car.
That doesn't work in my car. Yeah,
No.
like that. Yeah, I'm like, wait.
That gets you in though. You're like, man, Sheets is really cheap. Like, no, that's corn gas. Like,
Yeah,
You're gonna pay more, and we're gonna convince you need a sandwich.
yeah.
yeah.
It's like, well, I
Corn
guess
gas.
I'll get a schmuffin while I'm here.
Sheets.
I'll get a sheets of pizza, whatever. Give me what I guess. I already paid $4 for gas.
Yeah, they get me all the time. Like seriously, if I wasn't doing the show tonight, I'd probably be down there getting something. And like a Saturday night at Sheets of Monongahela, let me tell you what, it is like. It's like Dawn of the
It's
Dead. It's a rough hang. Yeah.
It's probably some good people watching. Yeah.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
I walk in with a mask and everybody hates me instantly. Everybody's like, "You son
That's
of a
what I
bitch."
said on the first segment.
Yeah, exactly. I agree with you,
That's
Bill.
your deliverance moment.
That's that is my Hunter's blood moment. I walk in and I'm like, I just want a sheets. I'm like, get out of our fucking town. Like, I live right up the street. Get out of our town.
Why'd this guy show up to Sheets with a mask on and a banjo?
Yeah, exactly.
I just don't want to get sick. I'm
Yeah.
sorry.
The
Yeah.
death stares. The
My
death
sheets plays
stares that
crazy
you get.
music though. They were playing like a first album Slater Kenny song the other day, and I'm like, who in this sheets likes this song but me? Like, who is this for? It was I Want to Be Your Joey Ramone. And I'm like, this is not like a sheet song at 3 PM.
That's got to be Sheets Radio, because I remember going to the one in Wilkins Township and they were playing something where I was like, where did this come from?
Yeah. Like I would not expect this to be playing at
Yeah.
sheets.
It was like
I heard,
Husker
like,
Du or something.
Yeah, exactly. I heard I Don't Want to Know If You're Lonely there once too, which is like they play like weird like deep cut replacements and shit.
That's
And
a
like,
yeah.
like,
That's a 6.
what is going on at Sheets?
Yeah.
Yeah,
You need to hang out at Sheets.
just Monongahela one. That's,
Make sure you go with Sam, so he
Yeah.
shows you like the good places to go, where there won't be deliverance people waiting for you.
I will say our bars are very like everybody's just poor, so it like really is the great uniter. Just everybody hangs out, and it's not really a big deal. You know what, where you're at. So when you go play bar bingo in Monongahela,
Bar bingo, what's that?
you play bingo at the bar. You drink at the bar and play bingo, and you win money. It's great.
Oh, okay. Well, I
Yeah.
thought there were like, things like, oh, if a lady walks in and she's she has a whale's tail.
We
you
do
get a
that. That
choice.
and I just do that amongst each other. Though I gotta say, the first time I saw Spookies was at the Smiling Moose, and they used to do the bad movie bingo there. And yeah, it was pretty awesome. Seeing a YouTube rip of Spookies at the giant screen at the Moose. Come on, what a way to see it!
Oh yeah.
It sounds like fun.
All right. So we better move on and talk about our second feature of the night, which is a stunning, stunning film made by Tobe Hooper right after his triumph of the Texas Chainsaw Massacre. This was his very next project, a little item that most people know as Eaten Alive.
Yeah, I'm excited to watch this again. I haven't seen this for a long time, so I'm pumped. Yeah, and I'm a big Tobe Hooper guy. I like Tobe Hooper.
Yeah.
He's under. Yeah, like I don't know. I feel like he gets a lot of flack, for the whole like poltergeist thing. Everyone likes to be like, "Oh, Steven Spielberg did that." It's like, I don't buy it. I think Tobe did that.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I like Funhouse too. I think Funhouse is like severely underrated.
Yeah.
People don't talk about that one enough. I feel like that one really freaked me out as a kid. So yeah.
That movie's got some great scares in it too, and it's kind of like a little like this, where it's like idiots going into a place that they shouldn't fuck around and fucking around and paying for it, and it really gets dark.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I like
one
that.
could argue it starts dark with a kid spying on his own sister while she takes a shower, but it gets darker than that.
Super creepy. I read the book and it's totally different than the movie. It was written by Dean Koontz and it didn't actually. Yeah, he wrote it under a pseudonym. Owen West was the name he used. But he asked them, he was like, "Hey, can I like flesh this out a little bit? This story that they gave him to write the tie-in novelization." He's like, "Can I add stuff to it?" And they said, "Sure." So he created this like backstory for the carnival and everything. There's a lot of good shit in that book.
That sounds cool.
Yeah, I'll have to check that out. Yeah, because I didn't even know there was a book, to be honest.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I totally thought it was a book first, and then they made like a movie and stripped most of the story away. But no, it was the other way around.
I think the other thing that unites our two movies tonight is they both have like crazy casts filled with people. And like a lot of people are like, man, everybody's really great in it. And it has like a lot of good, like kind of culty names doing really cool stuff in both movies.
Yeah, that's cool. I'm excited to watch this one. Yeah, like I said, I haven't seen it for a long time, so.
God, I think the last time I saw this was when FearNet was still a thing.
Oh wow.
Yeah, it's been a long
Wow.
time.
Blast from the past.
FearNet.
FearNet. That's like whenever movies were getting .com after their names.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. The .com boom.
Let's give the guy from Power Man 5000 his own show.
His name's Spider, okay? Like that's no.
Yeah, no.
His name's Rob Zombie's brother.
Spider One.
Spider One.
Look, dude, this is what it's like when worlds collide.
Yeah.
right?
I'm not gonna lie, that song came on my Spotify shuffle earlier. I did not skip. I did not skip.
That's a X1059 favorite.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a 105.9. Yeah, Buzzbin.
That's for the bus band.
Yeah.
That was a
Oh my
1047
God.
The Revolution song,
Oh
probably.
man.
Oh, the Revolution! Dude, I loved that station when I was a kid.
Yeah.
I don't give a fuck. Yeah,
Yeah.
loved it. Loved
Pittsburgh
it.
at one time could support 2 alternative stations. What an amazing
Yes.
time to be alive.
Yeah.
You could hear Little Things by Bush at the same time on each
Yeah,
station. Yeah.
I
Somewhere
forgot
on
about the
YouTube, there's
revolution.
Yeah. There's a Revolution TV commercial floating around in the ether on YouTube somewhere.
Oh man.
I want to crack open a can of Surge and just listen. That's what I want to do.
It's as exciting as when Limp Bizkit played Get Go.
Yeah.
Do you know about that, Bill?
No. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
that's one
I
of my
mean, it
favorite
was
Pittsburgh urban legends. Is
it was
that.
just like a fake thing, wasn't it?
Yeah, but people would send out Facebook requests for it all the time.
I would totally go see Limp Bizkit at Get
Oh,
Go. I don't give
sure.
a fuck. Yeah.
There's a show happening in New Jersey tonight. The hardcore band Gel that's getting kind of big is playing at a Sonic.
Oh wow.
So
Dude, Sonic cheeseburgers are kind of good. So I
what
would
the
go.
fuck is up, Denny's?
Yeah.
Far
You can
out.
sit in your car and listen to them. I mean, that's the kind
Yeah.
of dream situation right there.
Like going to the drive-in.
Yeah.
Yeah. Be like, all right, cool. I'm here. Give me some tater tots and some hardcore. I'm into it.
There's a Limp Bizkit Travolta connection because Fred Durst directed The Fan, the
Yeah.
Fanatic. Yeah.
Moosey. My brother saw the premiere of it in Toronto, and Travolta did questions afterwards, and nobody had a question for him after. People were just like, "Oh boy, we just want this to be over."
I actually think Travolta's like kind of good in that.
Yeah,
Like, it's not a great movie, but like he's good in it. I
yeah,
don't know. Like he really embodies like that vibe of like the super fan, you know, like I've seen guys at horror cons just like that. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Yes, we have.
yes. So I'm just saying, like he did pretty good in that.
I just like that movie because there's a 5-minute sequence where what's his name talks about Limp Bizkit with his son.
Oh, Devin
Where
saw
he's like, he's like, "You never listened to Limp Bizkit before? The Biscuit?" And it's like, well, Fred Durst directed this. Like, of course he's gonna have a 5-minute scene in it. Bill, you posted a thing this week of one movie that played London that this movie's cinematographer directed.
That's right. What was it? Remind me. I forgot.
It was the satanic sex movie that you posted.
Sex Rituals of the Occult. Yeah.
Yeah, Robert Caramico directed. It's one of the few movies he directed, and he was the cinematographer for this movie.
What was that movie? Porn? Or
No,
was it
it's
just
not. It's like a
softcore?
fake documentary about
Yeah.
rituals. Yeah.
So what
Dude,
was fake porn?
I can't skip over this John Ortiz comment.
Yeah.
My friends in a ska punk band that played 4 different KFC parking lots in an afternoon. Please explain. Like, please. How did this happen? How did you work this out? How many KFC snackers were eaten during this?
A lot of zingers that day.
Yeah.
Well, just think about it. They probably like set up on a trailer and just drove around like that.
I mean, that's
like that
that's
Bjork
kind of
video.
genius.
Yeah.
Yeah, like that's kind of genius.
I would like to just drive through the drive-through and just like burn, like just that's how you order. But Becca said her brother was in a ska band in Vegas and he played many parking lots, but never a KFC park. She can't remember what gas stations or businesses. There were many gas stations that he played in.
Greg, we need to play a KFC parking lot now.
We should.
Yeah, I'm into this. I'm into this idea.
The one in
Talk
Monroeville
about
has
your
a
band.
nice section in the back.
What is your band called?
We're in a band called Pummeled. Yeah, and yeah, we had like a tape come out a couple of years ago, but yeah, just starting to get back into it now. But yeah, it's kind of like sludgy punk. I don't know. What did you call it?
I don't
Alternative.
know. Kind of got some Helmet vibes.
Helmet.
A
Yeah.
little
if
bit
you're
of
into
Melvin's
Helmet.
vibes.
Yeah, Melvin's kind of vibe. Yeah.
This is how I know I'm old. CBS Saturday Morning this morning played Unsung. Is the music going into CBS Saturday Morning?
What?
And I was like, oh, I'm so fucking
Yes.
old. But I was like so upset. And then like it was a whole show for me. Like the Afghan Wigs were played on it live.
What?
Yeah.
Love this.
Dude,
Yeah,
I need to start watching
at
that.
his bar talking about Mark Lanigan. And I'm like, I'm fucking old. Like CBS Saturday Morning is for me now.
What? They're talking
Yeah.
about Mark Lanigan. They're playing Afghan Wigs and Helmet.
Yeah.
Dude, I'm fucking there. Dude.
I love that.
But I was like, but
I was listening to Gentleman the other day.
Oh.
Yeah, like I mean, like what? Yeah, like
yeah, dude. Imagine sitting there and being like, like you hear the first couple of notes of Unsung, and you're like, surely this can't be happening. Yeah, it was. It was crazy. Now, and I'm like, my AARP card magically showed up in my
Yeah.
hand. I was like,
I know. I guess mine's showing up on Monday.
yeah.
Yeah,
It was a retrospective of Afghan Wigs after that, and like I was like, boy. And Bert
Yeah.
Kreischer, the comedian. It was like everything in one show. Like CBS Saturday Morning.
Hell
I'm a
yeah.
target audience now. What was next? Them talking about this movie. That would have been. They're like, let's talk about Eaten Alive on CBS Saturday Morning.
that's insane.
I
Yeah.
love that.
Fucking and Helmet's coming here with Quicksand.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I know. I'm with and Clutch.
Yeah.
So, yeah. So
Clutch. Wow.
yeah. So I'm kind of like I need to. I think I need to go. Yeah, I was like, I need to go.
We should go.
Yeah, I know. We should go. Yeah.
So our first movie tonight is one of my favorite kinds of movies, and it's the kind that has a million titles. You know, I live for this kind of a moment because I go in and I find all the strangest newspaper ads that I can for the film. And here is the first set that I pulled. Now, this movie wasn't even called Eaten Alive when it was first released. This was the original title, Starlight Slaughter.
Interesting.
Yeah, it opened in Texas and a few other states in the area, like Louisiana, in October of 1976. This is when this came out originally. And it was called Starlight Slaughter. And it had this beautiful ad campaign for it that I just love.
I love that
Sam.
type too. Yeah.
Yeah, that was what I was going to say. How much do you think I love that type?
Oh,
Yeah, I actually kind of like that title. Like it's catchy. Yeah.
It was
Interesting.
shot under the name Death Trap too, which is one of the other many titles. Whoa, what a double feature, Bill.
Yeah, I was waiting
man.
for you to notice.
Oh,
Blood on Satan's Claw.
oh,
I think there's one
Oh,
there. Look
my
at that.
God.
Grizzly.
man. Oh, how good was the 70s?
Yeah, Matthew Beebe, Aftertaste is pretty good. I'm
Yes,
just
aftertaste is very good.
I'm just saying. It's not terrible. It's no Betty or Meantime, but like it's not bad. All right. I'm sorry, Matthew. I just had to.
So that was the original title. This is from October 1976. Then, oh wait, here we go. The next release was as Eaten Alive.
Mm,
And this was in 1977.
that's a
So-
fucking hell of a poster, though.
I love that art, dude.
Yeah,
It's beautiful, isn't it?
it's cool shit.
This is
I
from
love the
March,
like riveted font too. Like it's pretty.
Yeah.
in your face.
Yeah.
March 1977. is when it changed the title to Eaten Alive. And I guess we can credit Marty Rustam with all of this tomfoolery with the title. We just watched one of Marty Rustam's movies on the program a couple episodes ago, Evils in the Night,
Yeah.
or Evils of the Night. So this was another Marty Rustam joint.
Oh,
Directed by Toby Hooper, though, creator of Texas Chainsaw Massacre. And oh my God, with Rabid? Are you kidding?
Incredible.
Mm-hmm.
people like they just had to be shut down by this. Like it'd be like, I can't even deal.
Now, simultaneously, in the UK and Canada, as Sam mentioned earlier, another alternate title of this movie was Death Trap. And here it is playing. I think this is from Canada.
Wow.
I actually like the cartoon alligator in the font down there.
Yeah.
It's very Frogs 1972, isn't it?
Yeah. I'm into that.
Oh, I love that one.
Here's Liverpool.
A New Nightmare from director of Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
Toby Hooper's like, can you put my name in 8-point font in every ad? Just so it can be released?
Yeah. Make sure my name's in there.
Nothing fancy, but you just make sure it says Toby Hooper.
Yeah.
I feel like I need to take the cartoon alligators they're using and make a shirt that's like, greetings from New Orleans. The tourists taste delicious or some shit.
Yeah.
Bloodlust. I'm not sure what that is. Good eye, John. I don't know. And if I look it up now, I'm going to end up screwing up the ad gallery. So
It says
try and
X.
figure it out.
It says
What did you
X.
say?
So
Oh.
It says X on it, so I wonder.
Well, no.
Bloodlust in 76 is a foreign movie. A deaf accountant mutilates corpses in the mortuary until a tragic event pushes him to pursue living victims.
Yeah, isn't that movie that you gave me on Blu-ray a million years ago?
Oh,
Sam,
yeah,
and I
Mosquito.
never
Yeah. Mosquito der Schander. Yeah, that's what it is.
And these have X ratings because this ad is from the UK and their rating system is different than ours. So
I would say Bloodlust is an X-rated movie too. Not for sex, but for violence.
So the next title this movie had was this one.
Oh,
Legend
I love
of
that one
Fire.
too.
Yeah, I like the teeth and the.
Very Funhouse-esque.
Yeah, it is. It does kind of look like Funhouse. Yeah.
I love that tagline. Prayed
No.
isn't true. That's like the exact opposite of a true story or
Yeah.
based on a true story. And this actually is somewhat based on a true story.
Is it really?
Yeah.
This ad is actually based on the Funhouse as well because this came out in 1983. This release, so the Funhouse was already out. I'm sure they had that in mind.
Yeah.
When they created this ad campaign, but it did play all throughout 1984.
Wow.
It ran as Legend of the Bayou.
This had a really long shelf life, like what, 7 or 8 years.
We're not even done yet.
Oh my god.
We're not even through all the titles yet.
Oh man.
This is great though. There's a TV spot on YouTube if you want to look it up for Legend of the Bayou, and they make it sound like the movie is about the alligator. Or the it's actually a crocodile, but I thought that was pretty cheeky to make it seem like a killer animal movie about a killer crocodile when it kind of is, but kind of not really. So here's the final title of our little movie tonight. Horror Hotel. And this was in 1981 that this came out, the year of the slasher. Someone recycled Eaten Alive.
Wow.
Someone, as if we don't know who.
Wow.
And look closely, Toby Hooper's name is in there.
Oh my god. It's like 3 font.
Yeah.
Christ.
Oh man.
I know what the curious case of the campus corpse is, but I have no idea what Lady and the Zombies could be.
Oh. An off-Broadway musical.
That's what it sounds like. check in alive, but check out dead. I love its beds become bloodbaths. There's just a bed and a bath, nothing fancy. Every once in a while, it becomes a bloodbath.
Yeah.
Wow. Oh, those are some amazing ads for this.
I know. I live for that kind of thing.
Oh. Yeah, this movie is based kind of sort of Kim Henkel, who co-wrote Chainsaw and wrote this, based on the story of Joe Ball, the alligator man who owned a live attraction in the 30s, and he was suspected of several murders, but he would feed dead women to his alligator. He was a bootlegger in Elmendorf, Texas, and they had a pond, and when people drank there, they could pay to watch him feed the alligator live cats and dogs because the 30s were crazy. So his wife, some girlfriends, a barmaid all went missing. 2 policemen tried to question him. He pulled a gun and shot himself in the heart. So no one ever really found out if he really did it or not. But some people think it's an urban legend of how much he used his alligators to kill people. But he definitely did exist. And so it's kind of based on the story of him.
Dang.
Yeah. So Texas is filled with some craziness, including Tobe Hooper, who, man, I was telling Becca about Tobe Hooper on the way because we had Austin Trunick on last week from the Canon Film Guide, and he told us a little bit about the filming of Chainsaw 2, which is the most rushed production ever. It had like about 4 weeks to shoot it. And the building that they're in had literally 2 inches thick of printing ink stuck to all the walls, and everybody got sick. So like it was like a marathon. The last day was the 4th of July was a 24-hour shooting day where everybody was sick. Kit Carson passed out at his typewriter and missed the end of the filming. Only Bill Moseley did not get sick. And he credits it to eating medicine balls that he was given by the guy who played Leatherface. And he said, I have no idea what was in them, but I don't think any of it was legal. So pretty awesome. Bill, you want me to make a drink?
Yes, I'm dying of thirst.
Now, this is the Starlight Slaughter Swamp Water. It rhymes. There's a lot of booze in this one, so good thing it's a second movie, right? So
just what we need.
We do. To get this one going. So this one's got. We're starting with 2 ounces of tequila. Uh-oh.
It's on.
Ian's making that tequila drink. 2 ounces of that.
Got that Cabo Wabo.
Jimmy Hager sold that in that. 3 ounces of Midori. Oh. Bill, I still don't have the real Midori yet. I still can't find it.
Oh, ha 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 ha!
I know you're living fat. I just am stuck with the Kuiper melon, which isn't as good.
Well, you got to tease me all for like the last 8 months. I know.
Now I'm paying for it.
Mm-hmm.
1/4 ounce of balls. Oh, that's more than 1/4 ounce. And
my balls is always bouncing to the left and to the right.
Did you request on an electric lunch?
I did. Michelle played it for me.
She's
fucking awesome.
I requested. I'm your captain. That's the song I was.
What were the chances of DVE playing Big Balls if I hadn't called in?
Oh, what's greater than 200%? 3 ounces of sour apple, and then finally 2 ounces of. Well, there'll be one other thing after you shake it. 2 ounces of sweet and sour mix. There's a lot. Like I said, there's a lot of stuff in this one. All right, let's shake that up and try not to get it on the floor. Because Becca's still awake. All right.
Perfect.
All right. That's pretty good.
Yes, I'm a little behind.
Top a little bit of lemon lime beverage on top of that. Make it extra swampy.
I love some 7-Up.
There we go.
Looks like the reagent from Reanimator. Yeah.
All right. Well.
All right.
Pazuzu guys, thanks for sticking around for the next movie.
Cheers.
If that's what the reagent tastes like, sign me up.
Swampy. It's like cutting the
Swampy.
grass in August.
Yeah.
That's right.
Mm.
Well, anything else we should talk about regarding Eaten Alive before we go into the movie?
I have a couple little things I was going to bring up before we start.
Yes.
This movie has so many people I love in it. I mean, obviously Robert Englund's in it as Buck. It's got Roberta Collins, who was Matilda the Hun in Death Race 2000. She's pretty great in it. Carolyn Jones, a.k.a. Morticia Adams. Neville Brand, who's the best person in this movie. He's a fucking maniac in this movie. He's great. Like, it's Tobe Hooper. Bill Moseley talked about how Tobe Hooper would shoot, where he'd just say, hey, just do some weird shit for 20 minutes. And he would just shoot him, acting like crazy. I think he did the same thing with Neville Brand here. We said, just do some of that Neville Brand shit. And he just went nuts. And Hooper just kept shooting. Marilyn Burns from Chainsaw's in it. William Finley from Phantom of the Paradise and a ton of other movies. Kyle Richards, Lindsay Wallace is in this. Mel Ferrer is in it. First husband of Audrey Hepburn, which is pretty cool. And The Visitor, which I always bring up. Stuart Whitman's in it, another Stuart Whitman movie that we were showing. So that's pretty cool. And man, there's so many good people in this. It's like one of those movies where I'm just like, man, you know who really likes this movie? I'll say it because I always say it. This is Rob Zombie's favorite movie, more than Chainsaw. He's been trying to make this movie continually, and he's just like, you know what? Tobe Hooper already did it.
Yeah.
It's a great movie. And there's some other alternate titles. Creepy Obsession. This is what this was called in Colombia. Crocodile in Turkey. The Crocodile of Death in France. Dead Trap in Spain. The Devil's Swamp in Japan, which is a great title. Eat Live, not Eaten Alive, just Eat Live in Romania. Horror Hotel Massacre. The Inn of Horror in Greece. Jaws of the Crocodile, also in Greece. The Hotel Near the Swamp, and of course in Italy, right? Because why shouldn't it sound like House by the Cemetery? My Italian people bring it. Legend of the Bayou, Murder on the Bayou. There's so many titles. I know that's why one of the many reasons why Bill loves this. And the last thing I'll say, I love this movie because it's shot completely inside and in a swimming pool. And it really adds to it the fact that you do not see the sun. Tobe Hooper was going to say he was going to really, when he was shooting this, he said he really wanted to make something that was surrealistic in a Twilight world. And damn it if he didn't succeed with everything he did.
Yeah.
I really love this movie, and we can get into it more afterwards, but I have a big theory on Tobe Hooper I'll share with you guys after this, but I love his movies, and I feel that he's unfairly maligned. He's one of my favorite. Also, like Argento, maybe there's a point where you don't like his movies anymore, and that's perfectly fine, but I would say he made at least 6 or 7 really good movies.
Yeah.
So that's more than most people get, right?
I agree. Yeah, 100%.
And Lee says the score in Nightmare USA, there's a huge interview with the guy who did the soundtrack for this. And basically he said Tobe Hooper's just like, just like acting, make stuff for me. Just make sound beds and make weird noises and I'll figure out where they go. So that's kind of what the score is. It's just him playing weird stuff and trying to figure out. It's kind of like being in like a dungeon synth band or like a weird, like it's kind of black metal-y. It's just like throw shit wherever. And that's what I dig about it. This movie is weird. And the fact they played theaters for so long, people not ready for, they're like, oh, this will be like Texas Chainsaw Massacre. But is it? You know. So I love Toby thinks that Chainsaw 1 was a comedy too. So that should tell you everything you need to know about him. He's a fucking maniac. And so I'm really excited to watch this with you guys.
Hell yes.
Can't wait.
Brainiacs, anything else to add?
I got nothing, man. I'm rusty on this one.
Yeah, I know. I'm excited to watch this again with everybody, and yeah, really, really looking forward to it. And I think it's a great selection. So, yeah,
Ooh,
really excited.
Wanted to show it for a while, so we're so excited that it's streaming. It's on Tubi. If anybody's looking for it, it's a good place to watch it.
We're watching on Tubi.
I'm going to drop the link in chat in just a second.
On the tubes. Or Tubby, whatever you want to call it.
Tubby.
Yeah.
It's on Tubby.
Yeah.
I love Tubi.
Yeah.
I love the Tubi, dude. It's great.
I love that, like, more than any other channel, it knows what I'm looking for. Because it's like, after you watch this, like, would you like to watch Demonoid? Yeah, I'll watch it again. Like,
Yeah, I do it. Yeah.
Yeah.
I actually had an interesting like suggestion with Tubi because I was on vacation from work last week and I was like, oh, Tales from the Quad Dead Zone is on Tubi. I should watch it just to see how fucking shitty it is. And I was like, okay, that wasn't that bad. And then it automatically started playing Hallucinations.
Oh, wow.
And I was like, oh, this is a Polonia Brothers movie. I don't know, but I finished it and I was like, that was pretty fucking good.
Yeah. I love when Tales from the Quadrant Zone came on for me, and I was like, what? I was like, I didn't even know it was available, and I like lost my mind. I was so excited. Yeah.
Yeah, Tubi's a great place where my movies go to die.
I was going to try to figure out how to work that into the conversation.
Yeah, so which is great, because like I don't get any money from any of my movies, but it's great that they're there. And you get to see a Geico ad.
You don't probably know.
Uh-oh, we lost Ben's camera. Oh, there he is.
Oh,
There I am.
jeez.
Now I look like I'm in like 28 days later for some reason.
It's because you were denigrating your own movies.
I guess so.
If you're living in PA, you're going to see a lot of anti-John Fetterman ads while you're watching.
Dude, there's so many right now.
They're all
It's
over
hilarious.
YouTube,
Oh.
Tubi. I'm like, guys, come on.
I only get the negative one, so it's not like the world before where you got like left and right ads. You
Yep.
only get the one ads.
Yeah.
Maybe get them in Monongahela in 50. They're like, we know how you're voting. That's why I get those. But like, if you've seen the Wizard of Oz one that he made is with Dr. Oz is wow, it's something else.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah. Otherwise, you'll be seeing Geico and Blue Chew, and I think what other ones you'll see.
Yeah.
Or maybe that's just me. Maybe I'm the only one getting erectile dysfunction chewing gum ads. So
No, I've definitely seen them for zero reason.
Yeah.
yeah. I don't know why these ads are coming to my house, but
For zero reason. Make sure you put that in there.
yeah, zero reason, no reason whatsoever. Please stop showing me, dear Tubi. Please stop showing these ads.
You're going to make it happen just because now I know you expect it to happen, Tubi. So
Yeah, I'm like, God, you should have bought that fucking Blue Chew. The ads are on all the time. Oh, damn it.
Yeah. What are you gonna do?
Yeah, Darren brings up the Sharon Stone finger ad. That's another bad one. I get that one.
Those are weird.
Yeah, just start making Jalo in Italy and not do these fucking ads. If you need money,
I
mean-
get a lot of random ads that are like in Spanish for some reason too.
we do too. I don't know why.
Yeah. I'm like, all right. I'll take it.
all right. So here's the link one more time in the chat to watch Eaten Alive on Tubi. Make sure you don't watch the cannibal one. I mean,
that's good too. But
yeah.
watch not Eaten Alive in the next exclamation point. That's the cannibal.
Come back afterwards. We'll still have the Neon Brainiacs with us, Ben Teetles and Greg Harrington, and me and Sam. So be back. We'll be here.
Not supposed to.